Hey everyone, welcome to this month's Crusade raid video, and it is for the Krepp boss. At least I think that's how you pronounce it. Now let's go over the boss's skills before we go into the rest of it. And this is of course for the budget team, right? So I'm trying to do this with as budget units as possible. There'll be one exception this time, but we'll go over that in a second. Now, first off, one thing I want to point out is that the skill range is actually incorrect. Again, there's another annoying error, but I found it for you, so just keep note of that. It shows that the primary target is the white square, right? And it's showing that it's hitting these squares around it in front. But it's actually the opposite of this. It actually hits the back column and also the ones above and below the target, which means you just have to be careful not to put anything here, right? So these 6 squares is where it's going to attack, as long as you have a tank in this position, right? Then it also has 60% base armor, and it also has 20% armor when you attack it. I just need to find it. But again, it's also immune to debuffs. Oh, sorry, it's here. So before taking an attack, it gains 20% armor. And then the most important thing here is also that it ignores taunts, which is actually fine. It doesn't really affect it at all. For most bosses, if you understand how the targeting works, then you don't really need a taunt anyway. So this is mostly irrelevant, right? So just place your tank in the front like I have, and this won't matter at all. Actually, sorry, it does actually gain another 10% armor. I missed this. But therefore, so we have 90% when you attack it, and then 70% outside of that, right? But it is still enough that Angel Bolina can still kill the boss, right? It won't give you the best scores. It will be better than Skadi, but or at least like a rank 10 one will. I'm not sure about rank 4. I didn't test that, but you can still do this with Bolina if you've set up yourself up for that for the longest time. It is doable on this boss. But again, we're going for the budget build as much as possible. So the only difficult unit on this team is the Farnese, but hopefully you have her by the time you're ready to do whole Crusade raid. Typically, I recommend to get Farnese as one of the first 2 units. So basically on your custom banner, you go for usually Morgan and Farnese. So hopefully you have a Farnese by now and you can use her. Skill ranks doesn't matter. She doesn't meet shield at the end of the day. So the skills, even though I'm using rank 10, don't worry about it, because the taunts don't matter either. You just have to place her correctly and you'll be fine. Then you will just need a Mizo to heal your Farnese. Mizo is like the recommended SR to go for. And then just use purple books to get it to rank 10, and you're also good to go. No claws required for her. You will need 2 HP maxed out claws on Farnese. Now, if you don't have Farnese, if you have like another high HP tank, then you can just place that instead of Farnese. That's fine. Farnese doesn't actually proc her passive for the extra life, at least not in the setup I have right now. But if you have like lower level gear, maybe you might need to have Farnese for the extra life. But it should last long enough to survive the whole battle. But yeah, you could use something like a Lulula or like a Shushu or whatever you have instead of Farnese if you want to. Now the rest of the team, all very like standard sort of units. You got Franca is the attack buffer and healer, because you will need to heal up your Skadi, right? I think for other units, I'm not entirely sure whether it's necessary. The boss does some damage, like a little bit of dot damage, but it's very insignificant. Because even Skadi with a Tina buffing her survives this whole fight with a Franca healing them. But yeah, other DPS units you may not necessarily need a Franca, right? But yeah, we've got Franca and Tina, which is the sort of the standard beginner buffing duo for boss raids, and Skadi. Everyone has a Skadi. You start with her, so no excuses to do this boss. You do need 2 maximum damage cores, right, to make sure you're killing this boss in time. But that's not too difficult to get, right? You just need one set of attack cores for her. Now, if you have like a Princess Skadi or any anti-armour DPS or Angel Bolina, all of those will work on the boss, right? You can even use like both the Skadis to sort of speed up the kill if you want to. So that should hopefully give you a better turn score, but it's not that big of too big of a deal. I'm just trying to do like with the minimum bare bones team as possible. But obviously you can add more supports or DPS to your team and fill out the rest of the slots, right? Obviously, just make sure you're not sitting near Farnese unless you need your units to die for a certain purpose. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the boss. So I will show you a little bit of the fight. The main thing I wanted to point out actually is the attack pattern. So we're going to let Skadi move, and now we're going to slow it down. And you can see here, these are the 6 tiles that get attacked. Right, so it's incorrect to the skill description, but that is the boss. Right, so just be careful of that. Aside from that, you just need Mizo to keep Farnese up. The boss's damage at the beginning is quite low, so you won't actually be in danger of dying until a bit later, right? So the boss's damage slowly amps up towards the end. And I did try to use a Lilith instead of Farnese because Lilith is technically the most budget tank. But unfortunately, her health pool is not good enough for the fight. She will eventually just die, even with Mizo healing her, because the boss does fixed damage anyway. So you can't use any damage reduction to reduce the the incoming damage. So you just need a big health pool on your tank. Aside from that, pretty simple, and it takes quite a few turns because I'm using a crappy fixed damage unit. But it does kill, as I'll show you on the ending screen here. Right, so we got the kill score here. Turn score is pretty low, but not terrible. So yeah, 1.65 million, right, damage, and that will give you enough to finish all the point scoring, right? So you get all this in about 2 days, I think, 2 to 3 days of attacking the boss, I think. Yeah, because you do 4.5 ish mil, I think, if I'm calculating correctly off the top of my head, in 1 day. So 2 days you'll be done, right? With the scores. Aside from that, you just need to fight everyone else for the top 100, I guess. The boss is fairly easy, so I'm expecting a lot more people to kill it this time as well than what it usually would do. So similar to last month. Last month, quite a few people did get hell clears from what I noticed. So yeah, I think this one will be quite similar too, because as you can see, the team that I use is not all that difficult. It's pretty similar to what I used last time. So yeah, hopefully that gets you your hell clears, and that is pretty much it. That's not much else to talk about for the boss. So I'll leave it there. I will do my final, my big damage clear at some point, but I am quite busy this weekend, so I apologize in advance. The video is probably going to come out very close to when the event is ending. So I'll just don't blame me for that. It's just how it works out. They brought the Crusade raid at a bad time for me, basically, right? But anyway, that is it for this video. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your Crusade raids. See you in the next video. Bye bye.